Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. dOOKIE-fAT-sTACK got a whole bunch of like a giant 2-bundle handful of comics. Anyway, let's get right into this because there's a lot of them. First, the individual reviews that I've already put up. Conan the Barbarian, issue number 11. This is where Conan faces Crom. Beautiful, beautiful art. As far as the story, well, I do have one complaint about it. Go check out that review. Issue number 26 of the Avengers, the Hulk Starbrand. Yeah, he's just called Starbrand in here. Very interesting development in there. It's an origin story. There's that. So if you're interested in the origin story of the original Starbrand, it's not even the original Starbrand, but they do have the original Starbrand on Earth story in here. So there's that. So there's 2 Starbrands in this. This is King Thor, issue number 3 of 4. This is the penultimate issue. I love this picture of Gore on there. It's the perfect picture for Gore. There was a really great moment in here that should have been the end of the entire book, but it was not. And that's actually the thing that bothered me about it. Go check out that individual review. I've got a singular review for 2099 Alpha and Fantastic Four 2099 because one leads into the other, not mentioning which one. And it was a pretty good comic book. You know, say both of them were actually pretty good comic books for all intents and purposes. I enjoyed them. I genuinely think that you will also. Is it a story that's necessarily going to go someplace and come back to us one of these days? Probably not. But it's not a bad thing. It's still, at the very least, the Fantastic Four 2099 could potentially be considered a key issue. Who knows? Another one that is almost certainly a key issue is going to be the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 34. The that little predictor of the future thing, the clairvoyant. Yeah, that lands in the hands of Spider-Man by design. And there's no way that his spider sense, which can predict danger in the immediate future, plus this thing that can kind of predict danger or anything in the future. Just saying, that might be interesting down the road. Daredevil, the other guy in a red suit. Spider-Man, okay, the other guy in a red suit. Deadpool, issue number 1 by Kelly Thompson. Surprisingly, really freaking good, all right? Replacing Jerry Duggan, not sure yet, but this was really good. There was one problem that I actually found twice in the comic book. Go and check out the review for that. We've got Captain Marvel, issue number 12. Whole bunch of people getting pissed off, like, she just beat up Thor. It took forever for her to beat up Thor, and she barely did it in the first place, and she had to trick him in order to do it also. I don't know what to tell you, my peeps. There are people who are going to complain about anything. Anything. Plus, like, she just, she's just killing Avengers. Do we really think that she's killing Avengers? Anyway, first appearance of a new character in there, a Nox that is possessing the supreme intelligence, or so it would seem. We'll see. Annihilation Scourge, issue number 1, technically one shot. There'll be a whole bunch of comic books after this. This was action-packed. When I say that, I mean there was no time to breathe, and yet you still understood everything going on in here. It was still exciting. It's worth a second and a third read. I can tell you that from experience. I'm about to tell you a little bit later if it's worth a 4th read, because I'm not joking when I say this is Rosenberg just writing that content that you can't put down. It's so good. We finish up Absolute Carnage with issue number 5 of 5. Is the whole thing over? No, but go and check out the review for just a little bit more of that, because God is coming. Donny Cates wasn't lying about that. Issue number 27 of the Immortal Hulk. This is just, it's got to be the most consistent best series on the market today. No other comic book just keeps me so like, oh my God, the next issue is out. Nothing else does that for me. I did a double live spoiler review for Marauders issue number 2 and Excalibur issue number 2. One I liked better than the other. This one over this one. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I enjoyed that. Go and check out those live reviews and be there at midnight Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday into Thursday so that you can actually be there for the live thing. Also, you can ask some questions. I'm just saying. Black Label, The Question, The Death of Vic Sage. This is an amazing comic book, and I got both covers for. Absolutely stupendously amazing. This was really good. This really is the question. Like, it feels like it and everything. Just fantastic. DC's You're the Villain, Infected, the Scarab one-shot. This never should have been made. It is simply not a good book. It's not a fun book. It's not much of anything positive. Issue number 3 in a 6-issue limited series, Flash Forward. This was a really strong issue. I loved it. I went with the variant cover for Justice League number 36. We're almost done with Snyder's run. It is what it is. You like it, you don't like it. Honestly, at this point, it barely even matters. We're coming to an end. I am wondering at one point, when is Turtle going to actually come into play again? Because, you know, one of the most powerful supervillains ever, and you're just like, you know, he's just there. Come on, man. Come on, wake the kid up. Teen Titans, issue number 36. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. Go check out my individual review where I open this cover up and you see what's actually going on there. Really fun book. Batman White Knight presents Von Freeze one-shot. There's a hard one for me, my peeps, but I think that, yeah, I might just very well wind up picking this as my absolute favorite for the week. It's like, it was a really hard decision, really hard press to figure out which one I like more. Now, this was definitely the one, because there's just such a great range of emotions in there. You take what should be a simple Nazi story and you complicate it in such a very wonderful way. I love that book. You're the Villain. This is Batman Superman, issue number 4. Yeah, cool. First appearance of Supergirl as the Infected. First appearance of a bunch of, you know, the Infected is what it is. Aquaman, issue number 54. This was a fantastical comic book. Loves me some Aquaman. Does it a lot of justice. This is my favorite of the covers. Pretty much the favorite of my covers. You know, you open up and flip it and you see what's actually underneath. I dug on that. Then, the last of the individual reviews was not an individual review. It was a bulk review of all of the Valiant comics out this week, including Roku, issue number 2, Bloodshot, issue number 3, and Rye, issue number 1. I believe next week, Rye, issue number 2 comes out, so they're really pushing with those. Interesting. I wonder if someone owes them money. I have Pornhub reviews because I'm a porn star. So I've got issue number 3 of SFSX. You know what that really means, I tell you, in the Pornhub review. Money Shot, issue number 2. And Apex Predator Cavewoman, issue number... no particular issue number. These were fun. These were fun. Seriously, go and check out the review for those. Now, the comic books that I didn't actually do. Oops, a review. Okay, everything's just falling. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. Why not just throw everything on the ground? Because that's where comic books are supposed to be, right? Anyway, freaking knucklehead. Let's just go through these. We've got Once and Future, issue number 4. This is kind of losing its allure for me. Bunch of crazy things that it turns out that grandma's not as noble as you think she is. Oh, imagine that. She went and shot her freaking kid in the sun, or her kid in the sun. Went and shot her freaking kid, her grandkid, in the ear. Talking about, I was actually hoping to take your whole ear off. That's cute. Hopefully take your whole head off next time. Wasn't really that great. Disappointing. That's what I got to say about it. Something is Killing the Children. This is even more disappointing. 2 issues of absolutely no action, just a whole bunch of talk. They're promising action in the next issue. I don't believe the hype. I just don't. We've got You're the Villain with Nightwing's issue number 66. Rick Grayson getting you finally understand exactly why he lost his memory and why he can't seem to get his memory out of the hole that it's in. There's actually a safeguard. Go and read this comic book to understand more. This was a really fun one. I actually really liked this one. Let's see what else is down here that I didn't drop on the floor. Those were the 3 that I did. Machine Girl, issue number 1. The art in here is pretty fun. The cover is just amazing. It's basically about a whole bunch of cybernetics that like do stuff. Gotta try and find something that doesn't have any nakedness in it because, you know, Americans are really uptight people. So here, I guess I can go with this one. It's pretty cool. It's not the best page, but this is a glimpse of what the art looks like. A lot of really sexy stuff in here. Yes, there actually is nudity. This is Stonebot Comics. Wow, I just opened up to the exact same page. Oh, and there's like a lot of nudity. Yeah, so let's go to no nudity in this one. No nudity in this one. So another page or 2 that you can see. Determine if you actually want to get this comic book. Yes, there is actually body parts in here. Let's see. Okay, over here we've got Metal Men, issue number 2 of 12. This was annoying to read. I can't imagine reading up to issue number 12. I'm simply going to say there's a brand new Metal Man, a Metal Man made out of nth metal, and one of the Metal Men dies. So yeah, if you're a speculator, if you're a collector, you're wondering if that's going to be worth something somewhere at some time, there you go, man. You have to make that final decision and see if you want to get it, but there's the info. Let's do Punisher Kill Krew, issue number 5 of 5. Really fun book, except they made the worst mistake possible. You see Black Knight is in there. He didn't get to use his ebony blade. And in fact, Punisher went and killed the final guy, got the final blow on the guy, killing him. I don't know if that means there's going to be a blood curse. I think that's only with non-monsters, but I don't remember. I do know that this is the exact same trope that every single freaking Avengers story fell into when you needed something as cool as the ebony blade to be used. It's always Dane Whitman is the perfect holder for the sword, but when you actually need somebody killed, you get some stronger character to come by, and he borrows the sword and then kills somebody with it and hands it back, and oops, sorry about the death curse and whatnot, you know? This could have been a lot better, but it is what it is. It's all it is it is what it is. Let's see what else we got down here. Oh, this was an interesting one. He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse? What? Multiverse? This was a weird one, because you really just have this version of Prince Namor, of Prince Adam, and he's going around killing He-Men so that he could take their stuff, like their swords, and, I don't know, do magic with them. Not entirely sure what it is he's trying to do. There was one character in here, like they're trying to bring in characters from the other multiverses. Yeah, you see what I mean? This just didn't do it for me, man. Like, you got that little cartoon guy there. For me, I'm just like, dude, you're trying to be into the Spider-Verse. That's all this comic book is trying to do. It's trying to be in the Spider-Verse, you know, the Into the Spider-Verse thing. And I don't see it, man. I can see a little Spider-Ham being taken seriously if needed be. You know, but he would usually be a joke. But, nah, this was just a really terrible version of Into the Spider-Verse with He-Man characters. And plus, I read the Masters of the Universe versus Injustice, and I thought, this should be the next book, right? It feels like I missed a book somewhere in between. There's that. Okay, this is Aero, issue number 5. I'm really starting to like the first story a whole lot more than the second story. The second story features Wave also, so it's Aero and Wave. Yeah, I can go with or without Wave. She had a pretty interesting couple moments in the previous books. Here, I'm just like, I'm almost skipping by it, you know? Nothing wrong with the art, nothing wrong with anything else. Just that first story is so good that the second can't seem to make up for it. There's a one-shot Absolute Carnage Captain Marvel. Basically, it's Chewie, the Flerken, getting possessed by Carnage. And he's trying to, like, hurt people. There we go. Looks like Rage Kitty, right? Anyway, that was a fun one. I'm I'm glad I didn't waste my time reading that before I read Absolute Carnage, because, like, honestly, really, the last book that I read was Amazing Mary Jane, issue number 2. This continues to be my lighthearted go-to comic book. You know, they had to become an indie film from the major studio budget because, well, you know, Mysterio's in charge. By the end of this, it looks, you know, the end of this should have been the beginning of this issue, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to more of this. This is a very, very fun series, and I'm hoping that Leah Williams can tell hundreds of stories featuring Mary Jane in a Mary Jane solo comic book. Guys, believe it or not, we actually shoveled through that whole thing. Wow. Wow. Anyway, I've got a thumbnail to make. That's going to wind up hurting my back because I've got to do it with the one hand and then take the picture. Anyway, guys, I am out. That is the dOOKIE-fAT-sTACK for the week. And that's it for me. All right. Talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.